Good day, everybody, and what's up? Welcome to the podcast for Selfless Sex and She Comes First. I am Dr. Nick. Today is May 31st, 2022, and I hope everyone out there is having a great day. So, I just want to say welcome to all the new members to the Facebook page, and also I'm trying something new. I'm trying to get on the whole TikTok thing. I'm not sure how long it's going to last, but I'm going to give it a shot anyhow. So welcome to all the new people and all the views I get over there. Thank you so much. It's all appreciated. So in turning the page for today's topic, I keep coming across this phrase over and over again, hotwifing, or are you a hot wife? In these articles I keep reading from time to time. I read about it and I was like, damn, that's pretty interesting. Let's talk about hot wives, hotwifing, and what it's all about. So let's talk about that today. So let's try to break this down just a little bit. What exactly is a hot wife? And according to an article I read in menshealth.com, they say a hot wife is a term that is used widely in the non-monogamous community and pertains to a specific type of sexual behavior. A hot wife is a term that is used in the swinger communities that refers to a wife who is allowed to have intimate relationships with others. To add, Mushimi Ghost, G-H-O-S-E, she is a licensed sex therapist, and she also adds this. A hot wife is typically a woman married to a man, and the other partners she is allowed to hook up with are typically other men. She continues, while the term does not implicitly specify gender roles, the behavior itself is customizable to suit any couple's needs. So when it comes down to it, what does hotwifing look like in practice? And according to the article, it says the female partner is actually encouraged by her husband to go out and to sleep with other people. And that was said by Claudia Aguirre, who is the co-founder of Luxury Lifestyle Vacations. And I'll come back to that a little later. But to continue, Claudia says her husband enjoys the idea of her getting it on with other partners, and he derives sexual satisfaction from it. And in this circumstance, the male partner in this dynamic is known as a cuckold or cuck. And from my own personal knowledge, I do have a couple questions about that, and I'll raise those later on too. To add, Mushimi Ghost once again adds this. She says for the male partner, it's humiliating, emasculating, or it can be because the other hot men see their wife as attractive, all of which have different varieties of arousal and can certainly bring spice into the marriage. And she continues, for the female partner who enjoys being a hot wife, it can be awesome to hold a lot of power to go hook up, have relations, and dalliances with other people as she desires. So as we go through this article, it does raise a couple of interesting questions. First, so let's say that you are in a hot wife marriage, who actually holds the power? Because think about it like this. Who is the kink actually for then? If you believe hotwifing is a kink, who is the kink actually for? Because in this circumstance, the wife is actually quote unquote being shared with other guys. Therefore, is she actually in control or not? Returning to Miss Claudia Aguirre from the Luxury Lifestyle Vacations, she says this can be troubling in certain circumstances, mainly when the husband is the one who is calling all the shots on who his wife is allowed to quote-unquote play with. She says this, quote, some men who are into the cuckold hot wife lifestyle give the impression that they are a whole lot less interested in their wife's sexual freedom and much more into choreographing their own sexual pleasure. She continues, and in some instances, A wife may not enjoy being a character in her husband's script. So, with all of that said, I just want to say it seems like being in a hot wife relationship or marriage is definitely not for everybody. Because it seems like if one person is more invested in this type of thing than the other person, that power dynamic can get dark really quickly. And then, in contrast, if both people are open and honest with each other with no hidden agendas, things can go much, much more smoothly and things can actually work out. Why? Because that power dynamic is no longer an issue. And at the same time, I would dare to say that people who are in this lifestyle would have to check in with each other from time to time just to make sure that they're both still on the same page. Mr. Guire also adds, the power dynamic can be mutual when both parties enjoy this kind of relationship. Next, the article actually makes one really good point. I've been sitting here for more than 5 minutes or so talking about hot wives and things like that. What about hot husbands? Would a wife be willing to let her husband go out and be shared, quote unquote, with other women who she may know or may not know? That's a damn good point, because there could be tons of women out there who want to have sex with her husband, but for whatever reason, they're just not. But to change that power dynamic in their relationship, and he wants to be a hot husband now, that's a whole new conversation, because then now they're going to have to talk about people who he can have sex with and who he cannot have sex with. Like, let's say her sister always wanted to fuck her husband, but that probably won't fly because that's in-laws and that can get kind of weird. But I'm just saying, there could be tons of women out there, tons of single women who just want to get with someone's husband for a night, for an evening, or maybe once a month or so, have sex with them, and then send them back home. So I wonder if the wives would get turned on in the same way the husbands do when they go out and have sex with other people. Interesting point. So low key, someone should go out there and make a website that promotes hot husbands who are open and available to meet other women. Just saying, I'm not going to do it, but if someone else wants to go out there and do it, have at it. So in closing, I just want to say that yes, this podcast was more about hotwifing and the term being a hot wife, because I came across it a few years ago, but I can tell you pretty much that you may come across it more and more as it gains in popularity. And at the same time, I do have a couple questions about one of the terms they used early on in this article. And I'm not sure if it's being a cuckold husband or being in an open marriage or in an open relationship. Because personally, I know probably 2 or 3 couples who are open, but I don't think the guy would define himself as a cuck. I think even though he may get some excitement out of his wife going out and having sex with other people, I don't think he will define himself, or I don't think he would define himself as a cuck versus just saying that they have an open marriage, which is fine. I'm sure everyone out there has their own definition, and please choose what works best for you. But in this case, I wasn't really sure, so that's why I kind of brought it up now. Next, I have to mention my support for being a hot husband and getting that information out there and getting that ball rolling. Because yes, there's a bunch more information and a bunch more push behind this idea of being a hot wife and hot wifing. So, but what about the husbands though? Would these wives get the same excitement by allowing their husbands to go out and have sex with other women? And I strongly believe that there is a group of women out there who are sitting on the fence just waiting for this opportunity to have sex with some of these men. Because guys are going to the gym now, we're living longer, taking our vitamins, all that stuff. And some of these women really want to get with them. But I'm pretty sure that may change their dynamic or the power dynamic in their hot wife relationship. And in closing, I can't just yada 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 past this luxury lifestyle vacation piece. I gotta check that out. It does seem to be pretty nice on the surface, but I gotta do some more digging about it. And of course, there's that place in the Caribbean, was it Sandals or Scandals or something like that, and they have their annual big event down there. But luxury lifestyle vacation sounds a little bit different and more on the up and up. So I will explore that later on. So on that note, I'm out. You guys have a great day. Stay tuned, and I will talk to you soon.